Graham, we saw the video of Jim walking into the locker room with, he said, "That's my cue" to Jimmy Cooks.
What song is that? Jimmy Cooks? What's that song? Okay.
What's the backstory on that? Did a player bring it up, or did you know about it before that?
It was right after Northwestern. We were all like running the locker room, and Herbie was playing some young boy, and I think Alex Smith was the first one that was like, "Play Jimmy Cooks." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's a good song." I didn't even make the connection. But yeah, it's kind of our song now, so it's a good song.
What have you seen maybe from the Iowa defense, and maybe not specifically this year, but historically it seems like it's always a tough physical unit?
Yeah, I mean, every time I played Iowa, it's kind of the same prep going into the week. I mean, this year, just looking at tape, I mean, really physical. They're smart. They never, they're always in the right spot. I mean, that's what you always get with Iowa. Really well coached. They know what they do, and they master it. So for me, it's always fun going against them, because you know the looks, just about executing the plan against it. But yeah, they're really physical, really good defense.
Patient come into your game plan maybe, or your role. You don't want to try to force stuff because
Yeah, we want to play aggressive. Yeah, we want to play aggressive. We're never gonna really dial anything back. We're gonna go with the plan that we want and how we want to play. But yeah, we would never say we're gonna be a little bit tentative here. I mean, we want to go into a game being the aggressor, so that's gonna be our plan.
When you watched the tape of your offense from Saturday, what stood out about the play of the line, and just because that group of five, it seems like really excelled. There's a lot of talent there. But
yeah, I mean, right after the game, I initially said that they were just playing hard, but going back and watching it, I'd say it's just the effort matched with attention to detail in a game like that. I mean, we had a few jet sweeps, and you turn on the tape, and Nelly's out there 5 yards ahead of the guy running the ball, just sprinting. And there's a bunch of hustle plays, a bunch of just effort plays that they put out there, and they did a fantastic job when you went back and watched the tape.
When Hayden's healthy, how does he just impact your run game, do you think?
He does a great job. I think Rooch does a great job up there. He's really good at communicating in the run game and just making sure everybody's on the same page. But yeah, Rooch does a great job of that. And I also love just being in the huddle with him. I mean, he brings a calming presence to everybody and a focused presence in the huddle. So it was definitely good to get Rooch back.
Are you playing at the level now in the last 2 games, your team, as like you envisioned when the season started, you playing like this?
Yeah, I mean, it was a little different last game just because of the circumstances. But yeah, I'd say for sure. I mean, you turn on like the Northwestern game, I think that's the kind of ball we want to play. Want to play aggressive. Want to let our guys go make plays because they're more than capable of doing that. So for sure, I'd say we definitely want to build on that. But yeah, going forward, that's what we want to put up.
And looking at the line, most of the guys are pretty young. Just what do you think the group can be overall when they kind of gel together and play together for a while?
They're going to be great. I mean, I think I said we've had a bunch of different lines, but I mean, from week to week, I mean, I'm so confident in each group we have up there, and I think that's one thing that it just goes to show the work that they put in with Coach Bo. I mean, Coach Bo does a great job of getting them ready with the plan and just being able to go out and play confident. But when they play together, it's really fun to drop back and have that in front of you. So it's a great group.
What's impressed you about Tippmann in particular? And obviously you guys are very close, but he's responsible for all the calls and with that group. What's kind of stood out about how he's
the one thing I love about Tip, or there's a lot of things I love about Tip, but the one thing that I appreciate a ton is just my communication with him, whether that's run game, mic points, or like what I can do to help him, what he can do to help me. And we have such a good relationship off the field where we can address things even in the living room. We're watching Bill Burr stand up, just kidding, but just random stuff like that. But we can just talk through looks, make sure we're on the same page. But I mean, he does a great job of when we communicate, relaying that to the whole line, and just so we're always on the same page. Like there's never any gray in the plan, which I appreciate a ton because that gives me confidence knowing where I'm hot, where I'm protected, and what I can do to help them just take some pressure off their plate. So it's just a great job of kind of bringing everybody together in that group.
What was your first impression of him when you guys first moved him on campus here?
Of Tip?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, if you go back and look at the picture of him, his hair was all over the place. He's a goofball, man, but I mean, probably. I think he was a big visor guy too. He'd rock the visor and have like the carrot top coming out of it. So, yeah, I mean, from the start, I knew that he was going to be one of my boys. But I think I think about that, and I think about every other guy in that class. I mean, we came in and everybody was looking a little goofy, acting goofy. So it was, yeah. But from the start, I knew Tip was special just from that haircut.
Graham, with the success that you guys have had on third down this year, do you sense a difference in the huddle from maybe in years past? Like, there's no kind of trepidation facing a big situation like that?
Yeah, the guys are ready. I know I'm ready in any situation, and I think that knowing that the guys, they're in a spot where no matter what the situation is, they just got to go win their one-on-one rep, and yeah, no, I'm gonna put it on them. So yeah, we have really good confidence in the huddle.
Illinois' loss on Saturday kind of made the West Division race a little more. Illinois' loss on Saturday made the West Division race a little more interesting. Did that one raise your eyebrows a little bit, or?
I mean, I'm just focused on. We got 3 big trophy games, and that's all I'm really focused on right now.
You're not the first one to say that. I'm guessing that was addressed by the coaching staff.
I think it's addressed by everybody, coaches, players. We know how big these trophy games are for this program, for the state, for this fan base. So, I mean, I don't think it really needs to be a message that needs to be brought to attention. I think it's something that we truly feel and we're actually focused on. I mean, you can talk about it all you want, but if you've been a part of this team for a few years, I mean, it's our job to, even the younger guys, let them know what these trophy games are about and how important they are. Because it's your legacy. So I mean, that's truly all we're focused on.
When Saturday, it kind of looked like you were dealing with something with your hip at all. Was that okay?
Dealing with some stuff. Yeah,
okay.
I mean, that's just part of the season. I got a few bumps and bruises, got to treat up, but it's all about just getting the game day healthy.
Do you think what role does being tough play in being a quarterback? Like how do you have to balance like trying to tough it out and play for your team versus making sure that you're able to go and be as effective as you need to be?
I think it's everything. I mean, I think that's just football in general. There's definitely a level of are you pushing it or are you not? But if you can play, I mean, you put in all the prep to help your team go win. So I'm not gonna let anything kind of take me out of that. But yeah, I mean, throughout a game, you get hit, you get a couple bumps and bruises, but that's the fun of it. That's why you play the game. I mean, that's if you like the physical aspect of it, that gets you excited, that gets you going. So I think you definitely got to be tough. I mean, I think I always talk about it. I don't know why I always go big picture on this stuff, but I mean, I'm a firm believer that football teaches you so many different things, and I think that's a life lesson too. When things get tough, are you going to be tough or are you going to back down? So, I always do that, but I always go big picture on you guys. But
Chase was traveling to a lot of road games, which is kind of rare for someone who's not going to play, given you get a limited number of travel spots. So I'm curious what role he played for you.
A huge role, huge role. Yeah, I mean, my relationship with Wolfie, it's so important in what we do as a team. I mean, he does a great job of from the sideline, which is kind of hard being on the sideline, just seeing rotations and seeing little keys that the guys are doing. But I mean, our communication, that's one thing to me that's so valuable, that I value a ton, is just it's we can get on the same page and talk things out on the sideline. So definitely, thankfully, he was able to do that. And I'm also really thankful for him fighting back and trying to get back as fast as possible, as healthy as he can. So when he's ready to go, he did a great job of that.
It's rare to see a quarterback who's not starting stay anywhere 5 years. How much credit do you just give him for just seeing this through?
A ton. I mean, Wolf, we got such a good relationship. I mean, we both know how thankful we are for each other. I mean, we've grown from we started as just like competitors and not really having like a true like bond friendship relationship, and now we're gonna be brothers for life. I know for the rest of my life I can give him a call and he can do the same to me. So it's one of those things that you value a ton, and I appreciate a ton.
When you talked about the rotations that he helps you out with when he sees on the sideline, is there an example that he called out that helps you on the next drive?
Oh, there's a bunch. I mean, the other thing is like if we get into a game and we're feeling it, we're rolling. I mean, he just does a good job of little reminders like, hey, like, you're seeing it really well, like, just keep going. And so there's a ton of different examples I can bring up. But it's it was funny before this game. Just one thing that popped in my mind. It was right as we got out there, and it was just downpouring. And he brought up the Brady quote where he's like, yeah, when weather's like this, everything kind of slows down. So he does a really good job of just dropping little tidbits for me, but I appreciate those a ton.